Hello, I am Kriss, the they, them of mayhem, and I'm here to tantalize your brain and titillate your mind. Welcome in, Immortal Butler Cheeto. Today is my reading manga or manhwa stream, and today I am reading I Became the Rogue First Prince. I also have my new mic setup for VA work, and that's what I'm using for all of you who may be listening on Twitch and or YouTube. So this is a new experience for you, and hopefully it is much clearer and louder. And everything just kind of sucking yesterday. I forgot to turn my mic on, so you guys didn't hear anything, so I ended up deleting my video from yesterday. But now I have set up my new VA mic, and hopefully everything's working better. Today for my hydration of choice, I have my Powerade Zero in the red flavor. So remember to stay hydrated. So grab your drinks, grab your snacks, and get comfy. And we're about to start. And welcome in, my darling Emery. I am Kriss, the they, them of mayhem. But now I have set up my new VA mic, and hopefully everything's working better. Today for my hydration of choice, I have my Powerade Zero in the red flavor. So remember to stay hydrated. So grab your drinks, grab your snacks, and get comfy. And we're about to start. And welcome in, my darling Emery. I am Kriss, the they, them of mayhem. Yes, hi. Oh, and thank you for the stars. I am still doing the star event. We have 1 day left. So every star counts. Okay. So, literally first chapter of this manga or manhwa, I Became the Rogue First Prince. We see who we now know to be the Rogue First Prince, a very chubby, rude guy, was manhandling the thing that now became him, which was this kind of magical sword. And it was like, what the hell is going on? Hello, Sir Rookston. Thank you for coming to my stream. I'm Kriss, the they, them of mayhem, and thank you for the stars. We're reading I Became the Rogue First Prince. So the magical kind of sword known as Gruhorn is being manhandled by this rogue first prince. And the prince thinks that if I have this sword, I'm going to be powerful. People are going to listen to me. I'm going to get the things that I want. And he is wrong, because he promptly trips and impales himself on the sword. And next thing the sword knows, oh, I'm losing consciousness. And now I am this unruly prince. And now I have to turn his life around if I want to have any semblance of a peaceful life. And that's kind of where we are now. So, as I said, we are now in chapter 6 of this manga. Although I think it's more accurately a manhwa, because I believe it's Korean. To be the Rogue First Prince. A very chubby, rude guy was manhandling the thing that now became him, which was this kind of magical sword. And it was like, what the hell is going on? Hello, Sir Rookston. Thank you for coming to my stream. I'm Kriss, the they, them of mayhem, and thank you for the stars. We're reading I Became the Rogue First Prince. So the magical kind of sword known as Gruhorn is being manhandled by this rogue first prince. And the prince thinks that if I have this sword, I'm going to be powerful. People are going to listen to me. I'm going to get the things that I want. Stop! As we see Gruhorn, I have one request. What is it? If it looks like I might actually kill my opponent, then... And he is like literally about to jump into this guy's face. And his uncle, who is the kind of referee for this duel, is pulling his sword. Then you must stop me, uncle. And his uncle is known as like the most badass like warrior in their nation. And it looks like he's releasing some of his like sword aura or whatever. And he's coming up behind him. And now it looks like they've clashed swords. And Horn, as the prince, has now been thrown back. And now he's sitting in the rubble of like this massive crater that he's left in a wall that his uncle threw him into. And there are knights holding swords to him. Bale Valorhard, what do you think you're doing right now? Depending on the situation, you could be charged with attempted assassination of the royalty. Back off. I'm the one who asked him to do it. Your Highness! I did ask, but I didn't mean for you to beat me down like this. And it looks like he's fainted. Your Highness! And now we see some kind of like blue glowing mass that looks kind of similar to flames. And it looks like that's probably his mana heart as he's holding what looks like blue flames to his chest. I thought my mana heart was actually going to split apart. My uncle's power is certainly on a different level compared to some single chain nobody. Since I took that hit head on. Fortunately, there don't seem to be any lasting after effects. Everything turned out well in the end. Since I won the sparring match too. What are you so happy that you're laughing about? What brings you all the way here? Just what on earth have you done? Exactly what was that foul sword? A duel. As the first prince is not well liked. He has lots of people who want his head. Truths. How unexpected. I thought you'd give me a whole lecture about how the way of the sword is the pursuit of its own perfection, or something like that. I'm a soldier, not a knight. I requests for duels, and as he is trying to make a name for himself and become stronger and, you know, just not be known as a piece of shit. If bloodlust is too great, one cannot distinguish between friend and foe. Isn't that why I'm making all this fuss to fix it? I shall watch. Welcome in, Gojo. I'm Kriss, the They Them of Mayhem, and today we are reading manga. We are on chapter 6 of I Became the Rogue First Prince. Whether you are consumed by your inner demons or not. After the 3 days of practice, sparring ended. Did you say your name was Taylor Telheim? Thanks for your hard work over the last 3 days. So he really did suffer quite a bit. But what a shame, right? You probably should have felt better if you could have kicked my ass at least once. But you couldn't. That is... Bring that over here. And there's a maid behind him bringing a chest. Your Highness, what is this? I heard I did something terrible to you in the past. I don't know if this will ease your heart, but go and deliver this to Baron Telheim. It's not much. But it's an offering and a letter. Oh, thank you for the rose, Gojo. Now, off you go. Be careful on your way. I have no obligation to clean up after the mess that trash made. He's talking about the prince whose body he's now inhabiting. And thank you for the 1%, Gojo. Thank you, Your Highness. Still, if you make someone work, you have to pay the price. The Trash Prince's practice sparring became a huge topic of conversation in the Leonberger kingdom. That arrogance of his has dug his own grave. The first prince is going to pay dearly for his past misdeeds. I'm curious to see how much of a fool he'll make of himself. However, even after waiting for several days, the news people expected did not arrive. Oh, you're asking how the sparring went? Well, it seems there was some kind of misunderstanding. His Highness the First Prince was not a bad person like the rumor said. Both sides did their best in the duel, and that was all. Threatening? I simply came to see His Highness's sincerity. What is this? The royal family must have silenced them. And the person in question who heard that news silenced my ass. They're just keeping their mouths shut because they're embarrassed they lost to me. Those nobles really have nothing better to do. They should spend that time doing something productive. You're not one to talk. He glances over at someone with the chest. I think it's that first kid that he fought with. When you go out, make sure you spread the word about the sparring results. Okay? I will do so. Now the rumors will finally settle down, right? What? That is... There are rumors that your Highness is using intimidation to fabricate the results of the matches. Fine. Fine. Let's just train. Okay. And he trains. And trains. And trains some more. He's just cutting a bunch of stuff down with his, sword aura. How many sparring partners are left now, Kals? Today's visitor is the last one. Apprentice knights just aren't cutting it anymore. At least the last one is a knight who has mastered a proper sword. Someone who wasn't satisfied with just refining the family sword, but an elite who entered a knight order to train her blade. An apprentice knight belonging to the Iron Line Knight Order, Arwen Kirgain. That's her, right? Looking at the Iron Line Knight Order crest on the armor, it's definitely her. The flower blooming on the cliff. The thorny rose. The very one who broke the hearts of all men. She certainly is a beauty. Oh, it would probably be great if I took that off. Yeah, there we go. Now you guys can actually see the picture of the cover page. You know, that might be helpful sometime. She certainly is a great beauty. To make even a woman like that come here on her own 2 feet. In a way, the prince has quite the impressive capability, doesn't he? In any case, wouldn't it be a truly hilarious sight if the prince were to be humiliated by the woman? And that's the end of chapter 6. Okay, chapter 7. The Iron Line Knights. A group contending for the kingdom's top spot in both fame and skill. Arwen Kirgain, an apprentice member of this order. Welcome in, JX Bro. I'm Kriss, the They Them of Mayhem. I'm here to tantalize your brain and titillate your mind. Today I am reading manga, and the manga of choice is I Became the Rogue First Prince. We just started chapter 7. Arwen Kirgain, an apprentice member of this order. Oh, and OBS has decided to disconnect. is a rising prospect. I have been told that I have a very calming voice. Thank you. As a rising prospect whose official induction has already been confirmed. Why would a prodigy like that come looking to spar with me? Well, there was a minor misunderstanding between Your Highness and Sir Arwen in the past. Misunderstanding. My foot. Knowing me, I probably picked a fight for no reason again. You there. Speak up. What exactly did I do before?
Well, Your Highness, you sexually harassed Sir Arwen.
You crazy bastard! Arwen, was it? Indeed, you are quite easy on the eyes, just as the rumors say. How about it? If you wish, come serve as my personal maid.
Your Highness, the Order of Knights is not your private property.
You ugly wretch! I heard I shouted a line like that. I guess I was just the pathetic courtship of a rotten scoundrel. Because no sane person would look at that face and call it ugly.
It has been a long time, Your Highness. You haven't changed a bit.
I doubt that. I bet I've changed a ton. It's practically a complete soul swap. Right. This is all my karma.
Count Baylorhard has arrived.
You are?
Apprentice Knight of the Iron Lion Knights, Arwen Kurgain, greets Count Baylorhard. Arwen Kurgain greets Count Baylorhard. Why is she saying it twice?
Be careful. The prince's sword is quite venomous.
Hey, where did you sell off your neutrality as an observer?
Now then. Both of you, take your positions. From now on, the sparring match will begin. Okay, so she crouches down and grabs her sword. Let's see the skill of the Iron Lion's hopeful prospect. And she lunges out, and already looks like she has a bunch of like sword aura going. And looks like she's coming for his head. Indeed, her movements are quite decent. And he blocks. Ooh, and he's already spitting blood.
Mono reflex is setting in.
Ooh, and they're moving pretty fast.
I'm being completely pushed back. This won't do. Dragon Slayer's heart has been activated.
And she jumps back.
That sword style.
I guess having a single ring doesn't mean everyone is the same. She's definitely on a different level from the rabble. However,
the authority of evaluation is available for limited use. Arwen Kurgain, female, 19, apprentice knight. Aptitude: swordsmanship A, archery B, combat arts B, mana sensitivity B, traits: sword genius, competitive spirit, peerless beauty, tough exterior, soft heart, romanticist.
And he spits blood. The fact that I can see this with limited authority means she's an opponent weaker than or similar to me. The real fight starts now! As they rush toward one another. They're breathing roughly. Yeah. It's a pretty spirited match. Welcome in, Chocolate Cat, and thanks for the stars. Today I'm reading I Became the Rogue First Prince, and we're about the I think, midpoint of chapter 7. Okay.
Stop. That is enough for today. We will continue the match tomorrow.
And I was just about to wrap it up. What a coincidence. I was just about to do the same. Chapter 7, we still have a lot to go. I'm already, almost half an hour into this stream, and I haven't even read 2 chapters yet. Is that so? Shall we go a few more rounds? If you wish, I'm all ready anytime.
Stop! It is already too late. Both of you, go receive treatment immediately. Your Highness, I will treat you quickly.
Oops, there's a bruise here too. They're both receiving treatment from magical healers. And they both turn away from one another and strut off. I absolutely won't lose. Oh, no, I have not read The Monster Devourer or The Daywalker. I'll have to make a note of that. Oh gosh, I moved my pen and paper. I don't have it nearby. I'll put it in a new tab. The Monster Devourer. Are those 2 separate manga? Okay. Okay. Cool. I put those in different tabs, so hopefully I will remember to look those up later. Okay. There's just no end to this match. Is today the 3rd day? Honestly, I'm quite surprised. I had heard of Sir Arwen's skills, but the first prince's skills are equally magnificent. I hope we see a result to this match today. Before we go another round, I have something to say. Don't tell me you're planning to apologize now of all times. I will not accept an apology. I see. She intends to reclaim her wounded pride with her own strength. It's an admirable mindset, but no, it's not that. We are fighting this fiercely. Shouldn't there be a prize? How about the loser grants one wish to the winner? If I told you to kneel, you kneel. If told to prostrate and apologize, you do it.
Your Highness! As a member of the royal family, you absolutely cannot say such a thing. Please withdraw your words. Outsiders, stay out of it.
Why are there so many spectators? What do you think, Arwen? Although I am still but an apprentice, I am also a member of... No, this is her stuff. Although I am still but an apprentice, I am also a member of the knights loyal to the Leonberger royal family. I dare not commit such a lèse-majesty against your highness. That is a specific crime involving an offense or insult against the dignity of a reigning sovereign or the royal family. However, as long as it is within the bounds that your highness permits, I believe I am entitled to receive the price of the bet. Good thinking.
No taking it back later.
As they rush toward one another for the day 3 spar. Gah! As she's being pushed back. Fast! She wasn't this fast before. And as they do in some... Oh, hello, Cha-Cha. Welcome to my stream. I'm Kriss, the They Them of Mayhem. We are reading manga today. I became the rogue first prince. As they do sometimes in fights, it now like looks like there's giant monsters behind them. Thank you for the stars. So behind him, there's this giant dragon. Was she hiding her true skill? This might actually be kind of a literal interpretation, though, because as the kind of magical sword, he was used to slay a dragon and now has possession of the dragon's heart. So I don't know if, yeah, that's supposed to be symbolic or like, hey, look at how much power I have. Okay, fighting, running around a lot. She's getting out of breath. Doesn't look like he is yet, but he's starting to look a little rough. Ooh, looks like he might be dealing her a blow. And, oh, he cut her sword in half. And now she's on her knees. It can't be. I won the bet. Arwen Kurgain, I want you. End of chapter 7. I hope he clarifies that because the prince he was before, you know, the sword took over his body was a massive piece of shit. And I really hope he means as like a member of his private guard or something. But yeah. And thank you for the stars. I'm still in the star event, so every star counts. Okay, chapter 8. The position of escort knight for the kingdom's infamous scoundrel first prince. Contrary to my worries, the work wasn't terribly difficult. You're the new escort knight? Yes, I look forward to serving you, Your Highness. The prince looked somewhat arrogant. Let's see, I should probably move my phone over here so I can get my movements better. But will that work? Nope. Okay, so I'm just going to have an unmoving model for a while. Or model with closed eyes. Hello, chocolate chip. I am Krisss, the they them of mayhem. Today we are doing a manga reading stream, and I'm reading I Became the Rogue First Prince. Just started chapter 8. The prince looked somewhat arrogant. Right, I'm counting on you. But he didn't blindly throw tantrums like the rumors said. And now it shows the escort knight watching him exercise, because this is after the magic sword took over his body. No, rather contrary to the rumors. It's raining too much. Shouldn't we stop His Highness even now? Your Highness, danger! And this is the point where the kind of dummy that he was practicing his sword fighting against in the rain got struck by lightning. I had a premonition that His Highness would become a great person. I did think that, but I want you. Ha! What a disgraceful... Did I judge him wrong? Is that truly what Your Highness wants? Of course, right now. You are just an ordinary apprentice knight who can't even beat a single scoundrel prince. So, what I want is the potential and future of the knight named Arwen Kurgain. I need a knight who follows me, not a knight who guards by my side by royal order, but a knight who belongs solely to me. And the way I see it, you have quite the aptitude for the sword. So, Arwen Kurgain, become my knight. I became the knight I dreamed of, but... Is that child the one? Indeed, just like the rumors. Doesn't she have a very eye-catching appearance? No one treated me as a knight.
so I worked twice as hard as others. Winner, Arwen Kurgain. Even though I defeated all of the apprentice members. It shows sparring match after sparring match, and showed such results. Wouldn't Sir Arwen be our designated face madam after all? Protecting a beautiful woman like Sir Arwen is an honorable task for a knight. I could not become a knight. However, he wants my possibility and future as a knight? Is that sincere? Please promise me one thing. Please. Treat me as a knight, not a woman. If you do that, I will do as your highness wishes. Good. I promise. I, Arwen, eldest daughter of the Kurgain family, pledge my loyalty to Prince Idrian Leonberger and dedicate my sword and the rest of my life to the prince. Welcome in, Sleepy Cat. I'm Kriss, the they them of mayhem. Today we are doing a manga reading stream, and we are about halfway through chapter 8 of I Became the Rogue First Prince. In the name of Idrian Leonberger, I make you a knight. Be brave, be polite, and be loyal. A loyalty oath to a scoundrel? Does that make sense? And an oath made on a bed at that. We must invalidate it somehow. But I heard the person in question refused help. Man, hearing that, doesn't it smell fishy? Perhaps there's some sort of relationship with the prince. Maybe he has appearances to keep up, so he couldn't take her as a mistress and use the knight's oath as a cover? It was weird from the start. Why go to a suspicious duel held by that scoundrel? This is crazy. Am I some axis of evil? I'm just the worst guy in the whole world, huh? Your Highness. Huh? I'm speaking about what you said that day. When? A few days ago, on the day of the final duel. Not a knight who guards my side by royal order. That? Did that upset you? It's the truth. If a royal order comes down right now telling you to go somewhere else, you'd go, wouldn't you? If you can't, then Carl's, you could make a vow later too. If I say I will make a vow, will you accept it? No. I hate it because there's no fun in raising you, Carls. And he laughs. Is that so? I'm not joking, I'm serious. The first prince of the Leonberger royal family, Idrian Leonberger, is to end his confinement and attend the upcoming banquet hosted by the royal family. What did I do? Releasing me from confinement a month and a half early? When he threw me in the prince's palace, he acted like he'd never see me again. I really don't know what that old man is thinking. Aren't you happy that your confinement is over, Your Highness? I don't really care. Even if I leave the prince's palace, I have nowhere to go. And since I don't know anyone, I have no one to meet. Sorry. I just happened to see an invitation that arrived for Your Highness. Invitation? Yes, it is this. Social club for special young lords? It is a social gathering where Your Highness was a member. Me? Is it a weird place? Well, to women, the pastimes of young lords are something incomprehensible. So it means it's a club for drinking and chasing skirts. Forget it. I'm busy enough training. Why would I go to such a useless gathering? From the wise, brave, and thoughtful Prince Idrian's eternal friend, Bernardo of the Eli family. Eli? It's a name that exists in my memories. According to my maternal uncle, they were a family that insisted on the Mana heart until the end, and eventually fell to ruin about 100 years ago. I guess I'll have to attend. I understand. I will prepare your attire. I hope that household isn't in too pathetic of a state yet. And that's the end of chapter 8. Okay, I'm going to take a quick bio break to drink some of my Powerade. My throat's getting a bit scratchy. I also encourage you to take a drink if you have one, or grab one if you don't. It's important to stay hydrated, especially as we are still in most places in the warmer part of the year. And where I am, we are also in fire season. The air quality index is terrible, and it's important to take care of yourself. Okay, chapter 9. Possessed the body of the trash first prince, and it has now been 4 months since I began training and losing weight. Your Highness, are you satisfied with the clothes? I did not omit a single word of your instructions. The color is black, ornaments are kept to a minimum, and the design is simple. Oh dang, yeah, he looks sleek and hot. But your dignity remains intact, Your Highness. I certainly have lost lots of weight. Your measurements have decreased by more than half. I will entrust you with the outfit for the royal banquet as well. Then I should begin my work immediately. No, wait a little longer. My measurements will change again by then. Oh, that cocky dude. Okay. A few days after house arrest was lifted, I am on my own. I am on my way to that damn social club for special noble sons. Being a prince is truly an exhausting position. The clothes, the carriage, the guards. Everything is utterly stifling. What is that wound? He's talking to the maid that generally takes care of, his invitations and other random stuff. It is due to this servant's inadequacy. It was something Your Highness was right to reprimand me for. Just as I thought. This is mine now. It's going over different things he's done in the past. So when he grabbed the sword, it burns. So clumsy. How is it that the more I dig into this body's past, the more horror stories I find? And she's now shaking on the other side of the carriage. Come to think of it, I've seen this maid for months, yet I don't even know her name. What is your name? It is Adelia Bayern, Your Highness. Bayern? It is a family that barely keeps its name on the noble registry. To think I would hear that name again in a place like this. In the distant past, before kingdoms or even cities existed, among the diverse races of the continent, it was an era where weak humans were naturally robbed and killed. There were those who put an end to the history of that miserable species. At the end of the long Great War, the saviors who finally made humans the dominant species of the continent. People called them the 5 electors. One of those 5 heroes. Gruhorn. Have you ever thought about it? What you and I will be doing after this war ends? King of the Giants. The one who severed the head of Edda and ended the long history of exploitation. Iron-blooded sword Marquise.
Agnes Bayern. These effing... literally just has a bunch of X's. Oh, welcome in, Quizzy. Pre-debut. As I said earlier, remember to follow your pre-debuts. You have been followed. I am Kriss, the they, them of mayhem. Today we're doing a manga stream. I'm reading I Became the Rogue First Prince, and I'm probably about halfway or a little more through chapter 9. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? And thank you for the stars. Crawling back in here just like some you only think about big bodies like some fucking like only do would do yeah, pretty much everything she says is bleeped out. My ears feel dirty just thinking about it. Anyway, a descendant of that Bayern. What on earth happened for things to end up like this? Your Highness, we have arrived at the destination. Your Highness? Talk about timing. Adelia, let's talk later. And she's like, what the hell? Did I do something wrong? I'm so... She just has question marks all around her head. Your Highness! Have you been well all this time? Bernardo of the Eli family greets His Highness, Prince Adrian Leonberger. I cannot tell you how happy I am to see you safe. This guy's the descendant of the Eli family? He just looks like a punk. You must have suffered greatly to have become so thin. Oh. Your Highness? What is the matter? Is your body still unwell? No, just... I was thinking I made the right choice coming here. Thanks to you, today is going to be very entertaining. And then that girl lifted her skirt wide open as if nothing happened. That one has such fine skin. Oh, stop it. I hate when you tease too much. Strange. Normally this trash would be drunk and hitting on everyone by now. And then that girl lifted her skirt wide open as if nothing happened. That one has such fine skin. Oh, stop it. I hate when you tease too much. Strange. Normally this trash would be drunk and hitting on everyone by now. Doesn't the atmosphere feel different from before? I heard, Your Highness. You plucked the flower of Iron Lion Castle, didn't you? Rumors are rife. I was a step too late. I had my eye on that woman for quite a while, too. If I knew this would happen, I should have claimed her oath first. She was beautiful, even in armor. I can only imagine how incredible her bare skin must be. Hey, do you have a younger brother or sister at home? Pardon? Have you forgotten already? I have one younger brother. That's a relief. What is? And he punches him in the face. And smashes his wine glass. It's a relief that your family line won't be cut off. Oh, and he stomps right on his family jewels. Starting now, your brother is the heir to the family. And that's the end of chapter 9. That's a good way to end it. Okay. Ooh. Right? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Everyone is shocked and appalled. Huh. What on earth are you doing this for, Your Highness?
Listen closely. I can tolerate you thinking of me as a scoundrel, but I will not tolerate being treated like one. Everyone just has giant question marks over their head and like shocked Pikachu faces. What is he even talking about? So, you need another beating. Ah! Eli. And his friend now, like, prostrates himself. Yes, Your Highness! I told you earlier, didn't I? That today was going to be very entertaining. That today was going to be very entertaining. Why is this madman acting like this all of a sudden? Go and fetch the court knights. I shall obey your command. And he runs. Everyone's just standing there. You women, get out. One of the guys starts moving. I'm sure I said women. Leave if you want. But if you do, you'll be leaving as a woman. So all the guys just kind of instinctively lean over a little bit. You bastards didn't even bother to take a knee before a prince. Nor did you show a shred of respect. You mocked me to my face and insulted my knight. What charges can be applied in this case? On royalty, that constitutes an insult to the royal family. And since they dared to undermine the crown's authority, it is tantamount to treason. Give the word, Your Highness. Who shall I bring to their knees? All of them. Who shall I bring to their knees? All of them. You've caused quite a scene the moment your probation ended. 14 noble children were hauled away. Insulting royalty, hauled away. Insulting royalty, treason, you slapped every grand excuse you could on them. Do you have any idea what you've done? Since he invoked the royal authority, he must be punished severely. But with 14 families involved, the backlash cannot be ignored. Are you worried about the backlash? They're outcasts even within their own families. They're hopeless failures who would only bring shame to their houses if they stayed. You should send out letters. Letters? To whom? You already know the answer, yet you keep asking. There are people who can handle the internal noise of each family better than anyone. The siblings of those scoundrels I locked up. Am I wrong? Leave us. You got it. How's that? Speechless, right? Now, there's no need to be so tense. I'm not planning to hurt you. Your Highness, what did I do wrong? That scoundrel must have tormented her quite a bit. Her family barely has a name on the noble register. The direct line of the family didn't even know the Bayern name. The glorious history was erased. And the peerless arts were severed. The grand power, the lofty pride, they have all vanished without a trace. Adelia Bayern, female, 17, maid. Aptitude, swordsmanship, S. Mana sensitivity, A. Traits, butcher, warmonger, feeble-minded, caregiving, servile nature. Wait, what? Traits, butcher, warmonger, feeble-minded, caregiving, servile nature. What's with these traits? Butcher, goes insane at the sight of blood. Warmonger, a battle-crazed woman. And yet at the same time, feeble-minded, soft-hearted, caregiving, specialized in looking after others. Servile nature, dependent and passive personality. She has a talent with no equal, but not a single trait to control her madness. Is it really okay for me to unleash that madness upon the world? I should at least try. It's an S-rank talent after all. Coincidentally, there's a trait I can exploit. Servile nature. A trait where one finds great joy in the existence of a master they serve with all their heart. Therefore, Adelia Bayern, swear your loyalty to me.
What? I don't quite understand what you mean.
It means you're to become my knight. Swear it, right here and now.
Your Highness, this is not something I can handle.
You said your family was insignificant. I will take responsibility for your house. In exchange, you shall swear fealty to me and serve me as your master. If you can't control your madness, then I'll take the reins myself.
Will you truly take responsibility for my family?
Yes. If you wish, I'll summon them to the capital so you can see them whenever you like.
I will do it. I, Adelia, the eldest daughter of the House of Bayern, swear my loyalty to Prince Idrian Leonberger. I will serve and devote myself to you as my master for the rest of my life.
Good. From now on, you are to obey my commands without question.
I shall.
I made the right choice, didn't I? End of chapter 10. Chapter 11. I heard the first prince, who had been quiet for a while, has started acting like a scoundrel again. They say he used unfair methods to force a knight's oath of loyalty. Summoned noble children to beat them up and even threw them in prison. And now he's making a maid, who has never even held a sword, his direct knight? Welcome in, Sally. It's good to see you. I am Kriss, the They Them of Mayhem. Today we're doing a reading manga stream, and I just started chapter 11 of I Became the Rogue First Prince. Hi. It's obvious he's trying to build a harem under the guise of direct knights. Since when was everyone so interested in me? Things are going pretty good. How about you, Sally? I only took in one direct knight. Yet from the morning, everyone has something to say. I'm getting a headache trying to clean up the mess you made. Yet you're just drowning in lust? Pathetic thing. Have you given up on the bet entirely? You're taking a maid as a knight? That is truly just like you, brother. Man, why are rumors so fast?
Your Highness, the Queen has come to visit.
Ah, enough!
Just when it seems you had changed your mind a little, it seems you intend to go back to how you were before. This is actually for the better. Once a partner is chosen for you and you settle down, you will stop wandering.
Huh?
Trust this mother of yours. I will definitely choose your partner this time.
I don't even know anymore.
Then will I also get this thing called mana now?
Yes. You will gain a very special mana. The world has completely forgotten the Sword Empress. But I have not forgotten a single thing. The footsteps she left behind, the sword that danced at her fingertips, and... oh, there's a lot of scrolling to do here. Even the sound of that heart. That beat with magnificent spirit. Oh, jeez. Adelia Bayern has sensed mana. Successfully imprinted mana into Adelia Bayern. Mana has successfully settled within the body. A mana heart has been created.
This is mana.
What you just did is the method for refining a mana heart. From now on, whenever you have time, practice it on your own.
Your Highness! Are you all right?
To think I'd end up like this just by making one measly mana heart.
He kind of slumped over a bit. I'm just a little tired. Why go so far? Why go so far for a lowly one like me? It's done, so just leave now. Why are you looking at me like that? I will serve you with loyalty for the rest of my life. You just need to not forget that I am your master. Yes! Because I'm scared she might forget. Really? She's staring at him with really crazy eyes right now. A few days later. Your Highness, about Bernardo Eli, whom you mentioned. I was told he is being held by the Royal Palace Guards as a witness to the recent disturbance. They have taken measures so that no one can meet with him before the trial opens. Trial? Surely I don't have to attend that trial too, right? Royalty does not stand on the witness stand. That's good. But a trial, they're really blowing this out of proportion. Adelia, how are you these days? About what exactly? The monoheart. Hasn't it stabilized by now? It has, Your Highness. Good. Starting today, you will join me when I train. Go change your clothes and come out to the training grounds. And put down that rag now. You're a knight now. What are you doing right now? Can't you tell? I'm warming up. Not you. I'm talking about that child. Didn't you hear the rumors? I'm going to make her knight. Does a knight look so trivial in your eyes? What kind of time is this for you to be doing such reckless things? Why have you become so meddlesome? You dislike me so much, so why on earth do you keep coming here? Your Highness! 10 laps. I finished them all. Your Highness, I apologize because of me. Forget it. Just take this. Today, I will only teach you the basic stance. First, take your stance. You swing it like this. Try it. But like this? Oh, and she's fucking awesome right from the beginning. She followed that after seeing it just once? Was the stance correct? Wait a minute. If I zone out, I'm going to get surpassed. The slave mentality trait is submission to the strong, not respect for the weak. I'm already anxious because this scoundrel has been tormenting her all this time. If I get surpassed like this... To possess that level of talent. What are you doing? Do not covet her. What could you possibly do for that child? You, a rookie who has only held a sword for a few months. You cannot handle her. If I were the scoundrel, I would have been trembling in fear and backing away by now. But I am not him. If I cannot handle her, then no one can. Because I am the Giant King, the Mad Dragon, and the one who has drunk the blood of countless existences. The demon sword Gruhorn. A part of the soul is revealed according to the user's will. She is mine. End of chapter 11. And time for more hydration. Drink your drinks if you have them. I'm really going to have to get used to using this mic. Having this boom arm is awkward but awesome. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay. She is mine. Do not look at her and do not covet her. I really hate it when someone tries to take what belongs to me. My sense of reality is fading. I can feel neither vigor nor life. Only a sensation filled with coldness and darkness. Is this a sign? At this rate, this weak flesh will be devoured by the soul of the demonic blade Gruhorn. This is the end. One ordinary night can save the lives of 10 soldiers. One outstanding night can save the lives of 100 soldiers. That child might just be able to save 1,000 or even more. Is it conviction? The great cause of the commander, who oversees the northern frontiers. However, it doesn't matter. Even if she could save countless people.
Count Baylorhard, my body and soul already belong to His Highness. I cannot follow your words, Count.
Hello, arachnophobistic. I am Kriss, the They Them of Manga stream, and we are reading I Became the Rogue First Prince. And we are now in chapter 12. It was worth the effort of dragging out even my soul, since the slave mentality is bound to submit to a being of a higher status. That's what she says. And uncle, you have nothing left to teach me anyway, do you? Since the goal from the start was just to lose weight. If you want to keep visiting my palace, then do not interfere with my business from now on. I understand. Even after that day, my uncle continued to visit the palace without fail, to keep an eye on Adelia. Even though there was nothing he could do, since nagging and interference were forbidden. It's quite entertaining to watch that arrogant uncle of mine squirming. That's... Don't tell me she already mastered the sword's name. Good, well done. She's so fast that she might actually catch up to me. You... Did you actually teach her the Mana Heart as well? Yeah. Is something wrong? Wasn't it enough for you alone to learn such cheap tricks? Get out. There was a much better path. There was a much better path. There was potential beyond your imagination. And you ruined it all. Carls, take him out. Your Highness. Your Highness. It's fine. I shall walk out on my own.
Your Highness, is what I learned really just a cheap trick?
No, absolutely not.
Then why did the Count say such a thing?
Because he doesn't know. The people of this era have completely forgotten what a true Mana Heart is. If they hadn't forgotten, they wouldn't have discarded it like a piece of trash. You'll find out soon enough. The true power of the Mana Heart. Back. Prove it. I will use only a single ring. If you can push me back even half a step, I will acknowledge you. What was the bet back then? A wish? If you win, I will grant you any one thing. If you ask me to pass down the family's secret techniques, I shall do so. That's not what I want. Well, fine. For now. Shall we begin? Aiming for the neck right from the start. Your sword is as vicious as ever. And he's literally attacking his uncle, who's just slightly dodging without even moving his feet.
Is this all? Have you given up already? As if. He's annoying, but I have to give credit where it's due. My uncle is strong. And he's waiting for me to bring out my mana, just so he can hand me an even more humiliating defeat. It's certain that I'll lose if I use a mana heart at this measly level. Isn't it strange? 400 years ago, countless knights of the mana heart achieved unbelievable feats, and yet just because one decent technique emerged, the skills of those great knights were all treated like garbage. That's what everyone seems to think. The skills of those great knights were all treated like garbage. That's what everyone seems to think. That the technique called mana chain is a far more powerful way to manage mana than the mana heart. What exactly are you trying to say? I think differently. It wasn't the mana heart that was weak, but its master. Not all mana hearts are the same. Uncle, have you ever heard of a saga? This is a place for exchanging blows, not a place for discussing some ear-tickling song. I figured you would say that, since you even called the mana heart a low-level skill only mercenaries learn. You talk too much. Do you need more time to catch your breath? No. The path a knight walks becomes an achievement. 100 victories are my pride and my strength. What? Singing of 100 victories achieved against 20 trainees dreaming of becoming knights. Achievements are engraved upon the heart, and those engraved achievements become a saga. A saga has been created. Dwell within this knight's blade. A normal grade saga poem of sparring has been created. The ordinary small achievement I've built over the past 6 months. The effect of poem of sparring has been activated. This is the true power of the mana heart. Saga. End of chapter 12. No matter what you do, it is the same. As long as you possess a mana heart, you cannot defeat the mana chain. To be sure, the mana of the rings has the property of reversing the mana of the mana heart. You are quite good at stubbornly enduring. However, to obtain this poem, I sparred over 100 times, and I withstood the mana of the rings over 1,000 times. This is a power forged specifically to face the Knights of the Rings. While competing 100 times, I've endured 1,000 waves. This is the power of the posture of sparring. Now this is getting worth a try. Okay, they're sparring. To think he would hold out this long. How did this? Did I not tell you? Not all mana hearts are the same. You are quite full of yourself. Let us stop these games. It was quite impressive enough that you have lasted until now. I shall praise you for that. As expected, a saga of the ordinary rank was not enough. 400 years ago, the knights made a great mistake. That they left no enemies for their descendants. At first, everything must have been passed down perfectly. The techniques of the sword, the correct method of refining the heart, and the shining sagas. But time must have gnawed away at those brilliant achievements. and eventually led them into oblivion. Songs about dragons never seen, and about giant kings never heard of. In the end, they must have become hollow myths. Of course, new sagas have been created as well. But at most, it was a victory gained against the 10 knights. At most, an achievement of overcoming 100 soldiers. At most, a saga built up against mere humans, with a rank that could become neither myth nor hero. They would not have been able to overcome the new wind. Mana chain. With such a mere technique, you cannot reach transcendence. Have you been drinking in the afternoon? I cannot understand what you have been talking about for a while now. Bale Bailorhard. You arrogant and foolish knight. You all need to know just how much you have lost. If you do not know, I shall inform you. Cutting through the dragon's scales that no precious sword could ever pierce, I drink its hot blood. Singing the poem of the dragon slaying. Your current ability cannot handle the rank of this poem. A portion of this poem is omitted. 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 Singing only a single verse, half of the poem. Cutting through the dragon's scales. This is... At this rate, I will be consumed. Your Highness! And he's on his back. Did you not say you would only use a single ring? Even after using all 4 of the rings he possessed, he could not prevent his sword from being cut away. The mana of the heart is inferior to the mana of the rings. That should have been an undeniable truth. Count Bale Bailorhard. You lost. End of chapter 13. And once again, time for more hydration. Drink your drink if you got it. Okay, chapter 14. No. Stop. Please, make it stop. And he's in bed, clutching his chest. Damn saga. It's the price I pay for forcibly drawing out the saga's power. Cleaving the dragon's scales. My body is in tatters because of it. But it was a price well worth paying. The first saga I've woven with my own 2 hands. 100 victories are my pride, they are my strength. Through 100 bouts I have weathered 1,000 waves. And so shall I stand undaunted before waves mightier still. The grade of the poem of sparring has risen slightly. This should be enough to handle the spar with that bastard of a 3rd prince. Your Highness? At long last, you're awake! The palace was in a complete uproar after you collapsed, Your Highness. I've never seen Her Majesty the Queen so furious. Serves him right. And His Excellency Count Bailorhard left strict orders to be notified the moment Your Highness regained consciousness. Don't tell him yet. I plan on getting some more rest for the time being. If I do not properly heal my spirit damaged by the forceful use of the saga, I'll be forced to pay a terrible price. Memories of the past and present tangle into a chaotic mess until the boundary of reality completely collapses. eventually reduced to madness. One is doomed to endlessly reenact the moments of the saga within a fractured world. I finally managed to become human, only to be trapped in the sword's memories again. The mere thought makes me shudder. Agnes Bayern. She was a magnificent swordswoman. As you are a descendant of the Bayern line, you should be capable of inheriting the saga she left behind.
To think my ancestor was such an incredible swordswoman.
Of course, you'll need to grow far beyond your current level if you want to be worthy of that saga. Speaking of which, what exactly do you want to do once you learn the sword?
Well, if I really could become a knight, if I became a knight, then...
If nothing comes to mind, tell me later.
Understood. I will become Your Highness's sword.
Some sagas begin with the blast of a charging horn. Others begin with the first step taken across a vast plain. And yet, some sagas and some stories begin with a vow sworn from the depths of the heart.
I shall live for Your Highness for the rest of my days, and I hereby dedicate my everything to you.
Adelia Bayern offers the poem of fealty. Is this Adelia's saga? And sometimes a saga can even influence others. A new saga has been created. A saga of common grade, the poem of domination, has been created. The poem of fealty is a hymn dedicated to one's master. It is less a saga and more the ultimate vow binding two souls together. Even with her servile nature trait.
Your Highness?
To think that the descendant of the Sword Queen would weave the poem of fealty. I have received some unexpected help. Since I'm the object of her poem of fealty, Adelia's growth will benefit me as well. Thank you.
Your Highness.
Of course, it remains to be seen what sort of benefits there'll be. A few days later. Ian, are you feeling any better? Yes, I'm fine. It's so much easier to deal with people who despise this body. People like her who cherished this body's original owner are just a pain in the neck.
Do you, by chance, resent your uncle? Your uncle truly never meant to harm you, so even if you still harbor some resentment, it is time to let it all go.
I'm not holding a grudge.
How could you not hold a grudge? After he schemed so viciously and nags you over every little thing, it wouldn't be a lie to say you're not resentful.
No, I really don't. Because I already struck a decisive blow against him that day. With all his pride and his truths utterly shattered, he's probably finding it hard to endure what I planted in my uncle that day. An inner demon. If he has the strength, he will grow even stronger from it. Oh, and here's one of my cats yelling at me. Hello. Hi.
You gonna stick around for some more manga, or am I gonna be on my own and you're just gonna yell at me from time to time?
But if he fails to overcome it, he will lose even that vaunted martial prowess of his. Frankly, I couldn't care less what happens to him either way.
Your uncle has spent his entire life closer to the sword than to people, so he has his clumsy and gruff moments. Even so, it seemed he has grown quite fond of you lately.
He even went so far as to persuade His Majesty, the king, on your behalf. The fact that your probation was lifted earlier than planned is all thanks to him. But then this whole mess happened the moment my probation... was lifted. Arrest them all. My uncle must have found himself in a rather awkward position. Is that why he seemed so particularly displeased? But why would that man do something for me? End of chapter 14. Your Highness. Old Scholar Niccolo Marciadel. I absolutely refuse. Oh, seriously, why do I have to study? If one does not learn, what difference is there between a human and a beast? Are you calling me a beast right now? You have only just begun your studies, Your Highness, so I cannot call you a beast just yet. I haven't even started. Don't play word games with me. Despite how I look, I already know everything I need to know. I'm telling you, there's no need for me to learn anything more. If you insist, then let us do this. You will discuss a few topics with me. If your skills are truly as you claim, I will no longer visit you either, Your Highness. That sounds good. Yes, exactly. That is why one must always watch the back. It is human nature to walk all over you if you are too lenient. You are absolutely correct. The Theory of Iron-Blooded Monarch. You will find this book interesting to read. Here, it evaluates the relationship between ruler and subject as a kind of contract or transaction. The ruler receives military and economic support in exchange for protecting the subject, and the subject seeks the ruler's protection and political stability in return for their loyalty. You're making some sense. All relationships are supposed to be about give and take. So, regarding this part, exactly right. Also here. Then, Your Highness, let us continue the rest of the discussion tomorrow. Sure. I'll be waiting. Wait, I just ended up taking a normal lesson? Huh. That old man is really sly. The first prince. He's quite different from what the rumors suggest. I'm bored. Have I been living too diligently lately? Since I'm not training, there's nothing to do. My body is still recovering too. Your Highness, Sir Vale Ballarhard is here to see you. A guest for the first time in a while. What shall we do? Yeah, tell him to come in. It has been a few days since the last duel, so it was about time he visited. But it seems he hasn't overcome the inner demon I planted at all. I'm sorry. I broke the promise I made myself and caused you great injury because of it. I have absolutely no excuses. The reason I had to convalesce wasn't because of Uncle's aura blade, but because I overused the hymn of the true dragon slaying. Your uncle's position must have been quite difficult as well, considering you caused another incident. And he has already gotten a couple arrows to his conscience now. So tell me what you desire. If you ask for my arm, I will give it. If you ask for my eye, I will give it. What am I supposed to do with junk like that? Sheesh. For a man who would have been a sword master in the old days, getting caught up in his inner demons like this. Fine, I'll be generous. I'll state my wish first. Uncle, let me go on an outing. Since your probation has ended, can you not go out anytime you wish? Not a one-day trip like that. Somewhere far, if possible, outside the capital. It will take some time to arrange the schedule. With the upcoming banquet, going too far will be impossible. That's fine. Good. Then I'll contact you once the schedule is set. Do so. Why? What? Why are you staring like that? Well, it is just a bit unexpected. I thought you would demand something much more unreasonable, Your Highness. Since the Count broke his promise, and it is a rare opportunity to take advantage of it in many ways. It's just... seeing that stubborn old man acting like that made me feel bad for him. What? Why are you laughing? Carl, you're looking a little too comfortable these days. Your Highness. Hmm? The letter you were waiting for has arrived, Your Highness. I have recently achieved a small accomplishment. It seems I will be able to visit you soon. I hope you remain in good health until that day. From Arwen Kurgan. Just the right news at the right time. About 5 days later, Uncle sent the welcome news, and 2 days after that, the day of departure arrived. Uncle, so where did you say the territory we're stopping by is? Ellen? You just can't stay still, can you? I will explain, so get back inside. Ellen County. It is the Royal Court's greatest production site for weaponry. There are iron mines within the territory supplying high-quality iron, and a guild of artisan smiths to refine it. It is no exaggeration to say the more than half the weapons supplied to the royal family come from Ellen. Oh. That's perfect. My cultivation has improved a lot, so it's about time I found a sword of my own. Originally, I planned to just pick a decent sword from the royal armory to use, but... Forgive me, Your Highness. Know that you will be severely punished if you let that rascal get his hands on a blade again. Since it is a royal decree, we cannot issue any weapons to you, Your Highness. Ugh, I'm tripping over all my words now. Considering this guy's track record, it's only natural, but... Anyway, it means if I want a proper weapon, I have to get it outside the royal palace. He's surprisingly thoughtful, despite how he looks. It's distracting, so close the window. What? No way! And so, the journey of 20 days had just begun. No, so we don't get to see how the party, festival, whatever thing goes, or is that coming later? This trip first passes briefly through the county of Ellen, 3 days from the capital. Okay. Then we head to Iron Lion Castle 2 days from there. We'll rest there and then return to the capital. And right now, I'm stuck in this carriage, forced to sit here for 3 whole days. The person in front isn't even fun to talk to. Only answers available, yes or no. It's Adelia. Might as well check my mana heart instead of wasting time. After using Song of Dragon Slaying, my heart is completely drained. It's about time I started filling it again. The carriage rattling beneath me, the slightly chilly wind passing by, the voices of nights outside. I gather the specks of mana hidden between those sounds, and fill my empty mana heart. Huh? My mana heart. When did it get this big? You attempted an impossible miracle and glimpsed a fragment of that immense will. This is the after effect of forcing out Song of Dragon Slaying. That effect has now settled into your body. Mana heart has expanded. Due to the expanded mana heart, your body's constitution has changed significantly. Your body can now endure much more mana. You have reached the realm of Sword Expert. Your connection to the source has slightly improved. Some restrictions on the abilities that had recovered have been lifted. Authority, Third Eye has greatly improved. Authority, Third Ear has greatly improved. Your Highness? I've taken another step forward. County of Ellen. It is a great honor to welcome you, Your Highness. Edgar of House Ellen greets you. Torrance, eldest son of House Ellen, greets first Prince Adrian Lingenberger. Thank you for the warm welcome. You must be tired from the long journey, so let us show you to your room first. So this is a weapons-producing land. No wonder the whole estate is packed with arms. But they're all flashy junk, useless in real combat. Looks like what I'm after won't be found here. You said there's a Smith's Guild in this territory? Yes, Your Highness. I'd like to take a look around there. Smiths tend to be rough and stubborn folk. When they're in the middle of work, they'll ignore even their own lord. And their words are as cold and blunt as the iron they handle. So if they offend you, please think of it as their craftsmanship and be generous. The heat of the forge is intense. If it is too much, please say so. The clanging of metal fills the air from all sides. Your Highness? The bellows hiss, and the smiths hammer the steel. Among them, one sound rings especially clear. Ah. That's it. The very first memory I recall. Your Highness, you're sweating quite a bit. Smith. Lowly folk pay their respects to Your Highness the Prince. This is Saxon, the man in charge of the Smith's Guild. I see. Hey, what are you doing? Stop work at once and bow to His Highness. Quiet. I can see you were dragged here in the middle of work. No one told you to do that. The steel's cooling. If you want to snuff out the forge itself, then by all means keep it up. What are you doing? Grab your tools! Work the bellows! And he's just staring at this old guy making a sword. And he's just kind of entranced. What is this feeling? End of chapter 16. For some reason, he's been forging swords and melting them down again for half a year now. Are they failures? Who knows? Every sword he makes is a masterpiece, which is why he's called the Master of Swords. Even the ones I've seen have no flaws whatsoever. Why he melted them down is beyond me. And for the past month, he's barely slept, just working nonstop. He's not young anymore, so we're all quite worried. A true craftsman. Several days passed after that. The prince visited the forge early every morning and left late at night. During that time, the old man simply continued his daily work, and the prince just quietly watched. Unlike the tension we felt when we heard the infamous prince was coming, it was surprisingly peaceful, not a single incident. And finally, the day the prince was to leave. I was hoping to see it completed before I left. It was a deep regret. Time to go. There's a farewell banquet tonight, and we have to leave early tomorrow morning. Perhaps that's why. Everyone hoped the prince could see the master's completed sword, even for a moment, before leaving. Yeah, Your Highness. The master has completed his sword. And he polished it, and now he's presenting it to the prince. This sword, I present it to your highness. Heat it like the sun rising over the horizon, and cool it until the hue matches the crimson robes of the kings. Then, a sword like the sun, like a king. Welcome, GWBY. I'm Kriss, the They Them of Mayhem. Today is my reading manga stream, and I am reading I Became the Roguefish Prince. I think I'm about halfway through chapter 17 right now. A sword like the sun, like a king, shall be born from Song of the Smiths. Does it have a name? How about calling it a Damarong? Gweeby. Okay, now I know how to say your name. Is that the twilight of dawn or the twilight of dusk? To me, it's the evening, but to your highness, perhaps it's the dawn. Quite eloquent for a smith. Well then. Thank goodness. Oh, and the smith collapses. Your highness. Tell my uncle that I'll be staying here tonight. The moment your highness stood behind me that day, the sword took its destined shape. The sword chose its own day to be born. Well, thank you for the stars, and thanks for the follow, Gweeby. I am still in the star event, so every star counts. Is that what you think? Actually, they whispered something to him. Good heavens, then you! Yes. So how could I not understand this man's heart? My word. I see now. Now I understand. Your Highness, may I see that sword for a moment? Here. May this sword become as great as you. It will. It will. One cannot debate the value of a sword forged with one's soul, but I fear it may not be suitable for your highness's use. I have this magic sword I was planning to present to you. Please accept it instead. Excellent. Even if it's not top grade, it's a fine mid-grade sword. Your highness, then that sword, a sword forged with a soul by a renowned master, is already a magnificent gift. On top of that, you're offering a magic sword as well? House Ellen's loyalty to the royal family is truly exceptional. It is our family's honor. I was trying to use the fancy magic sword as bait to get the master's sword back. Now I've just ended up giving away a perfectly good sword for nothing. The carriage and infantry will follow slowly behind. The cavalry will ride ahead as fast as possible. We're behind schedule, so keep up. Yes, my lord. No, this is not a BL. I do enjoy BL, but this is, I'm not really sure how to describe it. It's not an isekai, but it's kind of a, like, reborn type of thing. The main character in this is a demon sword called Gruhorn. That has been wielded by various different important figures throughout the history of this world. And now it has been like manhandled by the current day descendant of this nation's ruler. And he was a like really big fuck up. And as he was being mishandled by this guy, he kind of got impaled, and
when that happened, the sword's consciousness got sucked into the guy's body, and now he has to like live as this guy, and it's kind of the story of how all that's working. And yeah, he's being a human for the first time. You seem busy. Come to think of it, I didn't see you once while we were at the county. His Majesty gave me a separate task. Looks like my trip wasn't free after all. Well, you'd better prepare yourself too. We're riding hard today to reach Iron Lion Castle by nightfall, so you'll need to push your horse. Oh, about that. I don't know how to ride a horse. And his uncle is just looking at him like, what the fuck are you talking about? And his uncle and every one of the knights have giant, like, sweat drops. I was a sword. When would I have learned to ride? And that's the end of chapter 17. I'm going to take a short bio break to hydrate again. So if you have a drink, drink. If you don't, you should probably get one. I don't know what that is. I actually have never seen The Amazing Digital Circus, although I have heard good things, and I have applied for voice acting jobs for like fan projects for it. What is a Zooble? Okay. A character. Okay. On the road to Iron Lion Castle. Oh, and he threw up. Is that from riding the horse? Or did something else happen? With this and that. Oh gosh. Yeah, his horse tried to buck him off. Happening along the way. And his horse ran off. We did hit a few bumps, but yeah, he looks pretty rough. Even if it wasn't the half day we'd planned, we still managed to arrive in about half a day. In about a day. So I didn't arrive by nightfall. So this is Iron Lion Castle. York of House Willowden greets the noble first prince, your highness. The Iron Lions greet the noble lord blood of Leonberger. Blah. If I could stop tripping over my words. Yeah. Have a good day, Gweeby. Have fun. Their fighting spirit is way over the top. The reason is, well, obvious. Let's poke at them a little. Arwen. Your Highness. I have been counting the days, waiting only to see you again. Ooh, and everyone's fired up. They're like, what the fuck? Ooh, the reaction is nice and sharp. Oh, Ardelia is fired up too. I mean, Adelia. Whoops. Hostility toward the master could end up provoking Adelia. Adelia. Yes, Your Highness. Good thing I nurtured that slave mentality early. All right then. Arwen, come with me. We have a lot left unsaid, don't we? And it'd be even better if the ones behind you came along too. I want to see the swords of the Iron Lions, said to be the best in the kingdom. Who here will show me the sword of the Iron Lions? They're all looking around. If my position makes that burdensome, then in the name of Leonberger, I will not hold anyone responsible for the result. Still no one?
For the great Iron Lions, your courage is pretty lacking. So best in the kingdom was just hot air, huh? Oh, that kind of got them going. I am Dale of House Dennant. I'm far more worthy to represent the Iron Lion's sword, but if your highness permits, I would dare to stand before you. There's nothing to permit. I was the one who asked. Then please, be careful, your highness. As he rushes forward, and yeah, guy's already spitting blood and on the ground. Next. I am Paul Rothheim. Dale is only in his first year, but I'm in my third. And now he's on the ground. I am fifth-year trainee, Harley on the ground. I'm Judith, 8th year. The sword of the Iron Lion shall never Yep, every one of them down with a single blow. Honestly, I'd like to start sparring with the Full Knights soon. Those guys are glued to their seats. Arwen. Yes, your highness. When I go back, you're coming with me. As you command, your highness. Your highness. Easy enough. I've heard your highness enjoys wagers. To liven things up, how about a little bet? If I defeat your highness, denied. Arwen is not a tournament prize. Your highness. How about we wager something else instead? Carls, bring a sword. If you win, I'll give you this sword here. Your highness, I'd rather... You're 1,000 times more valuable than a sword. A swordmaster's worth can't be compared to a blade like this. Very well, your highness. I'm Dunham of House Fahrenheit, a full knight of the Iron Line Order, on the verge of achieving triple chain. So still just double chain, right? This sword is the 17th blade forged by the master smith known as the Master of Swords. If I win, this sword is yours, your highness. What a coincidence. I happen to have ones from the same master. His 100th work. I've never heard that he forged a 100th sword. Of course not. It was completed just days ago. His final work. Very well. Though your highness walks the wrong path of the sword, I can at least see the tireless effort in each step. In small respect for that, I will give this duel my all. A wrong path, huh? How trifling. But this position was never truly mine to begin with. Any respect aimed at me is enough if it belongs to my people. Adelia, watch closely. Yes? This path is the one you will walk from now on. Yes. I will do so, your highness. And end of chapter 18. Oh, hello, Chicken Patty. Welcome in. I'm Kriss, the They Them of Mayhem. Today's my manga stream, and I am reading I Became the Rogue First Prince, and I'm just starting on chapter 19. So, how many times have we visited the Iron Lion Castle now? 4 times. The 4th prince has no interest in the throne, so he won't come. The 3rd and 5th princes visited when the 1st prince was confined. The 2nd prince also stopped by recently. No matter how poor his reputation, the 1st prince is still the kingdom's legitimate heir. That things have gotten this bad. Don't you bear the big share of the blame? If you, the commander of the 3rd Legion, had supported the 1st prince even a little, His Highness wouldn't be this isolated. So why are you acting like the first prince's guardian now? He's not. You acting like the first prince's guardian now? He's not wrong. I did abandon my nephew once. Far from being a weak king, he could have become a tyrant. That was my nephew. One day when I tried to discipline him for being drunk on some wicked drug. Are you out of your damn mind? He came at his own uncle with a sword. A hopeless delinquent. When I returned to the north in disappointment, my nephew sent me wine laced with poison, shamelessly including a letter as if it were a gift. As I burned that cheap poison with mana, I burned away what little family bond remained. But then, that delinquent who I thought would never change, changed. During harsh training, growing stronger by the day. Didn't you say so yourself with your own mouth, that the first prince must never become king? The boy now is a completely different person from before. Give him a chance. At least let him stand at the same starting line as the other princes. I'm begging you. I truly don't know anymore. Whether it's you who's changed or the first prince. At least you lift your head, for someone called the Silver Lion. Lord Willadin! The first prince! No need to worry too much. Dunham knows restraint. Nothing serious will happen. Even in a live blade duel, he wouldn't dare strike down royalty. Right now, you shouldn't be worrying about the first prince. You should worry about your knight. You really have gotten strange. Your complexion is off and you're saying odd things. As Willadin now gets tossed on the ground in front of them. Dunham? Even Dunham has fainted! His Highness won again! What is all this? I told you, didn't I? He's not the one to worry about. Next. My uncle always used to say, a night doesn't truly begin until 2 rings. That was no exaggeration. My current Song of Sparring isn't enough. But I can't pull out Song of Dragon Slaying against ordinary knights. So then... Super concentration trait activated. The noise fades away. My body doesn't feel like my own. That same sensation from before. Next. And he's just smiling and sparring as each one goes down, one after the next, as it slowly becomes sunset. Fedin has fainted! His Highness is on a 5-win streak! In 100 bouts, I withstood 1,000 waves. So I'll stand firm before even greater storms. Hello, IP. Or VIP. I'm Kriss, the They Them of Mayhem. Today's my manga stream, where I'm reading I Became the Rogue First Prince. I'm currently on chapter 19. A new verse is added to the Song of Sparring. Now I rise, sword in hand. Now I rise, sword in hand. Song of Sparring has risen to extraordinary rank. Song of Sparring transforms to match its rank. Song of Sparring has become Song of Dueling. I did it. Are you all right? I pay my respects to His Highness's victory. Respect to the sword of the first prince! Respect to that fighting spirit! We pay our respects to your victory! What? A minute ago, they were ready to tear me apart. They're simple folk by nature. Swords and victory. Nothing fires them up more than that. From that look, you thought you had earned their resentment. An honorable defeat is worth more than a tainted victory. When both sides give their all, what does winning or losing matter? Dunham might resent that a little. After all, he has to give you that sword he was so proud of. Good riddance. The way he strutted around with that sword. I thought everything I knew had been forgotten and discarded along with Mana Hearts. But at least one thing hasn't changed. The knight's spirit. Straightforward about victory and defeat, honoring the strong. And that's the end of chapter 19. And that's where I'm going to end the stream today. I've gone a little over 2 hours, and I think that's where we'll end it. Thank you to those who have joined me, and thank you for those who have given me stars today. I think this was a pretty good stream, and we did a lot of reading. As always, you can go on to Irium or Twitch to find my stream schedule. I am currently doing streams Friday through Monday, and I will be attempting to do a couple of unscheduled breakthrough streams on my off days. So please let me know if there are things that you would like to see me do. I'm currently doing on Everything is Crab gaming stream, a mystery gaming stream where I spin a wheel to see what game I'm going to play, on my manga reading stream, and just kind of a random stream where I do whatever the hell I'm feeling like that day. So thank you for joining me, and have a good day. I will see you guys next time.
You can squirt the cat. Hi, Chris. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. You'll see you on Twitch later. Trust me. What you have for breakfast? You'll see you on